when we found out that there's a large number of people, almost 10% of the village, the poorest 10%, were unable to access microfinancial services from us, we felt that we needed to design a separate program for them.
Since 2006, CGAP and the Ford Foundation have been pilot testing the graduation approach through a series of 10 pilots in 8 countries to understand what works, what doesn't, and why.
The graduation model fits very well in the context of social protection policies in developing countries because it uses a lot of the assets that social protection enhances for the poor, especially for the rural poor, and also it could really complement all the efforts traditionally governments are doing within their social policies.
I think of it as a booster rocket in the sense that it really can help governments improve the livelihoods of families.
It's not just the asset which was transferred, but continuous consultation, advice, counseling, and confidence building that was going on all the time. That was very important.
We're seeing in many of the sites that families in the treatment group, when you compare their outcomes to families in the control groups, their food consumption is going up, their total household consumption is going up. In some cases, food security is going up. We're seeing that savings is also improved.
When you really have the graduation model as part of the social policies, then you see the end of the tunnel. And then you see there's hope in the minds of the people that they will become autonomous.
In Afghanistan, there will be some traditional and cultural barriers to this approach. But I think these barriers would be addressable, and we could overcome them.
Scaling up, that's the biggest challenge.
So you have to be very creative and very open to adapt to the local conditions.
To me, the scale-up has to be with the public sector. It has to be with government.
If these programs do not connect successfully to the next steps, say like rural development programs, access to other kind of financial services other than savings. I mean, if you don't connect, then I think the sustainability and the scaling of the programs is going to be at stake.
The research findings are extremely promising. We heard Dean Carlin say that among the 500 RCTs that he and Esther Duflo had reviewed recently, they found the graduation approach results to be among the top 5 development interventions, and one of the top 5 that they'd recommend scaling up in the future.
This more integrated approach of creating a livelihood for the ultra poor and providing consumption support, the asset transfers, training and coaching has added up to something that not only worked in the short run during the life of the program, but in the long run. And by long run here, I'm referring to both 3-year and then in Bangladesh, 4 years.
If we see that we get positive results out of this new initiative, definitely we'll turn it into a national program, because then we'll talk about a bigger and a larger segment of the society that would really need this kind of comprehensive approach.
You have to ask the question, not just are people better off, but are they better off given the dollar spent? And when we compare this to other alternatives in terms of the use of the money, it looks good.
It's just a really exciting opportunity. It's an exciting program that can be a real supplement to the programs the governments already have where they're working with very poor families.